And welcome in, guys. Hope you're having a great day, getting ready for the next big Wrexham game. It seems I always say that, but you know, it's true. They are. They're all big games, and we all look forward to them. And you know what? When there's no game on, isn't it a little bit dull? So yeah, looking forward to the next game is always a good thing. And obviously, FC Halifax Town is the next place we're going to go to. Going to give you some news right now, and then we'll get to the pre-game very soon. But welcome into the pre-game. Thank you very much for the kind words recently. And I tell you what, there's a lot of great people in the audience that listen and watch this show. I tell you what, I know because I've seen who you are, and I tell you what, big respect to some of the brains. And you know what, I can't say enough about you right now listening and watching, and I'm really grateful that you do. So please continue to do so and keep watching. And I tell you what, let's see Wrexham rise to greater heights that we've never seen before, yeah? Because I think it's totally possible. Now, news about the club, and like I say, welcome back in, big embrace. Glad you're there. Please like and subscribe and like, and hit the share, hit the notification, do what you can. I dare you, please. Let's get to 1,000 as fast as we can, because as soon as we get to 1,000, boom, hey, then we go live, and life gets so much better. So, news about the Wrexham, first of all, more important club news. And when it talks about season ticket holders, and when I'm saying when the club talks about season ticket holders, then we have to put that news out there about exactly what they're talking. And when it talks about dinero, the money, the season ticket prices and how much it's going for, boom, we've got to put it out there. A couple of pictures coming up, feast your eyes on them, press pause and come back when you're done. But in a nutshell, prices haven't changed. I think that's very good. If you're a Wrexham fan and you know about the numbers and you know about the season tickets, this is like boring for you. But for somebody that's literally around the world, they now get to see how much it costs to get inside the racecourse ground as a season ticket holder. So everybody learns, everybody wins. And remember, we're all big one happy Wrexham family. And a guy was asking me what areas in and around Wrexham that I'm from, seeing as I don't sound like a Welshman. No, I don't sound like a Welshman. But you know what? I've been all over Wales. I've been in the south, I've been in the north, I've been in the mountains, I've climbed Snowdon, I've been in North Wales a lot of time, Barmouth area, Llanbedr, Llandudno, a few other places, Festiniog area, been all over that. As far as Chester to the boundaries, you know, close to the border. My dad used to go on walks all over the place. So literally all over North Wales, literally all, so many names. And even in the south, I did some time in Brecon. I did a lot of time in Brecon, actually. So I know south and I know the north. I know Wales pretty good. So there's a few. But anyway, where do I like most of all? I guess I've got to say, in and around the Chester Wrexham area, that's really where I do love. It's a beautiful place. And so there you go. You know some more about me, and you can't BS that. You just either know it's true or you don't. So there you go. There's some things. Now, season ticket news, you know about that. Feast your eyes on it, and hey, we'll be back in a second. So that's good news. Keeping the tickets as they are. And there's also details if you read further. Go online to Wrexham AFC. If you go further at the website at Wrexham AFC, they'll also tell you about the third jersey details and gift vouchers and all sorts of things that are all being rolled into the new season ticket situation moving forward. Get on the club. By the way, Wednesday, 5 p.m. is a shut-off date for season ticket holders. Get on that. You better get on that. I'm sure you will. Anyway, another thing about being a Wrexham fan is you've got to get from A to B. This time we're going on the road from Wrexham, the racecourse ground, pretty much is HQ. And we're going to the Shay, which is where FC Halifax Town play their games. This is the route we're going to take, or you should be taking. And again, this is to help people worldwide just to know a little bit more about how the Welsh get into England, first of all, when they travel, because it's every time it's going from Wales to England. It's a lovely thing. And it's literally how the Dragons go from Wrexham to whichever ground they go. And I tell you what, right now, other grounds around the National League are so looking forwards to Wrexham fans every time they go to another ground. Do you know why? Because it can triple the gates. It can triple the attendance. This week against Halifax at FC Halifax Town, their average gate is about 12 to 1,500. Possibility is at least going to double that. Yeah. So you got to think 4,000 travel away. Yeah, it's going to be another big day. And who doesn't love Wrexham right now? Nobody. Everybody loves them. Even if you lose against a team that comes and pays big bills, you're going to love that too. So here's a little how we get there and how you got to go there. And if you're, like I say, if you live across the ocean somewhere or you're in another part of the world and you're a world Wrexham fan, there's another little geography lesson on how you go on a little short journey, but from Wrexham to Halifax. Take a look. I'll be back in a second with the pre-game and a little bit more than that too. So once you finally get to Halifax and you get out your car or you get out the train or however way you got there, well, once you get on the inside of the stadium, the Shay, this is what it's looked like. Okay, let's start talking about Halifax, the stats, the form, some of the danger men, the defensive players, and literally what's coming our way. Let's see what's coming our way right now. Okay, let's take a look at Halifax, the stats, and some of the players. Now, talking about the stats, first of all, record on the season, 12 wins, 10 draws, 17 losses, and 46 points. They sit 17th in the league. So we're not taking on a juggernaut, but they don't give a lot away. They really don't. They don't make much, but they don't give up much. And you'll hear why as we move through this. There's a couple of reasons why they're doing as they are, and why it might be difficult on the day. But the home record, for instance, right now is 9-4-6. That's not bad. 9 wins, 4 draws, 6 losses on the season. That's not bad at all. 31 points from home. It's not great, but even so, 9 wins on the season, 4 draws, 6 losses. It's not terrible. On the road, it's a totally different story, 3 wins, 6 draws, 11 losses for 15 points. That's really not very good at all. I mean, jeepers creepers. 3 wins on the road, not good at all. But at home, 9, 12 wins on the season, so they can win. So let's put it this way. Last time out, they took out Aldershot 2-0, so a clean sheet. Last game, they've had 4 clean sheets in the last 10, 2 at home, 2 on the road. And the last one at home was a clean sheet. So Chris Millington's got a tight ship running. And that's what you could really say about Halifax, is they're a tight ship, well organised, well drilled. They're not going to light it up. But once in a while, they do upset you. And you're looking at quite a few games. Let's talk about a few more stats as we move through. Looking at the last 10. The last 10, not magnificent. 2 wins, 5 draws, 3 losses. So like I say, they don't give up a lot. 5 draws, they really clog it up, yeah? 0-0s, 1-1s, nothing really spectacular, but they're hard to get past. There's another reason why they're hard to get past as well. We're going to get that pretty soon, but 2-5-3 so far, 10-6 goals for, 10-4, 6 against on that 10. And on the points, 11 points from 30. Now, when you narrow and you break it down to the last 5, so the recent 5, it's 1-3-1. 1 win, 3 draws, and 1 loss. So again, a whole batch of draws. Not so many losses, not so many wins, but they draw a lot. So they clog it up. So that's probably what they're looking to do against Wrexham on the day. Just dropping a hint that it might be 2 buses parked and it's going to be literally not necessarily just one-way traffic, because they have got an outlet, but it's going to be a case of we will expect to have the ball and use the ball. So they will be under pressure, but they've been under pressure. They know how to soak up the pressure and they know how to bounce on the bounce. But one thing they don't have is great consistency on wins, but they don't have a great consistency on a bag of loads either. So like I say, lots of draws, lots of draws. Now, 4 clean sheets in the last 10 as well, 2 at home, 2 away. And the last game, like I say, was a clean sheet at home. That was against Aldershot Town, 2-0 at home. So looking at some of the danger players, like many teams in this league, they have a lot of guys that can help in and around the team. But one of the guys, Emmanuel Desiree, pretty decent player, 28, 6'4", 6'4.5", big guy, can really get up high, can make trouble for you, can be a little bit of a difficult guy to mark. So on the defensive side, we're going to have things to do. If he hits the ground and has a good day, it could be a long day for us. He could give us some problems, but at the end of the day, we've got enough in the tank and enough in the squad and enough throughout the mid, defence and offence to really handle anybody in the league. You know that. It's only Wrexham that can beat themselves on the day, not being arrogant about it. But if Wrexham shows up, you know that the 3 points are going to be close to being had. At least a draw on the road is definitely something that wouldn't be a smiley face situation, but wouldn't be a total disappointment. However, A win is what we're looking for. So Emmanuel Desiree, 28, 6'4", big fella, 159. So he's skinny, but he's big. 36 games on the season, 2,518 minutes on the league so far. So he's had a few games, 9 goals. He's a Leeds native, so he's been around the block. He's been around a few teams, and he's literally played for a few clubs within the league. So, like I say, he could be a problem. Looking for goal number 10 on the season. I hope he doesn't take it against us. You've also got a little Irishman there, Ali Milanic, and 23-year-old, 26 games, 1,528 minutes. So he's also got a few miles under his belt, 5 goals on the season. So also doesn't light it up. The third guy I'm looking at is Jamie Cook. Jamie Cook, 21, right side midfielder. A bit of a busy bee. He's all over the place. Good on the offense, good on the tackle. Lets you know where he is, and he's always looking to be in the game. He's never out of the trouble. He's always looking to be in the action. 4 goals on the season, so not a bad return from 21-year-old. And then you've got Robert Harker, 23-year-old, 5'9" and a half. He's nearly 5'10". 27 games and 906 minutes on the season, 4 goals. So that's where the offense is mainly going to come from Aldershot. On the midfield and on the defense, they can chip in absolutely. As a defensive unit, they defend as a team, as a defensive unit. So looking at the last line of defense, this is where Wrexham may well have some interesting work to do. And I'm sure Phil Parkinson and the guys have been training on this one. But we're going up against the keeper, Sam Johnson, who's 6'7" tall. He's been around the block, started at Port Vale. I kicked a ball at Port Vale. He's kicked a ball at Port Vale. Some decent guys have came from Port Vale over the years. It's a little hotbed in and around that. And you know what? Port Vale's not too far away from Wrexham now, is it? Not far at all. So it's really in my neighbourhood where I used to grow up, or where I did grow up. And it's in Sam Johnson's neighbourhood as well, where he played and grew up as well. So he's from Newcastle under Lyme in the Stoke-on-Trent area. What am I saying this for? I'm giving some focus on to Sammy Johnson because he's a big 6'7" keeper. So when we start throwing crosses willy-nilly in the box, we've got to be pinpoint. I think the best way to hit this guy is make it unpredictable. And that's the one thing that he likes is a predictable game. Seen him play a few times. If we can get him moving left and right instead of just going for the simple stuff and maybe slipping balls through, that might be the best way to get on top of him. But when it comes to crossing, comes to corners, he's got the height and he really does a pretty decent job. Anything height-wise, he's pretty much got it. So, like I say, decent defense. They don't give up much. They haven't given up much all season. They've had 4 clean sheets in the last 10 games. They've recently got a clean sheet at home on a 2-0 win against Aldershot. The last 5 is 1-3-1, a win, 3 draws and a loss in the last 5. So you could say they got the remnants of some decent form, and it could be a tricky game. That's what I'm saying about this one. It could absolutely be a tricky game. Now, on the prediction of the game, I fully expect that you got to think that we're going to have the ball. Wrexham will have possession. There's no doubt about that. And they'll use the ball. If the early goal goes in, I think that you see a 3-1. That's what I'm saying, a 3-1 on the road. If it's a tricky one, I think it could be 2-1. I don't think we're looking for a Dagenham and a Redditch 4-0 where, like I said back then, we were throwing it around like Real Madrid and looking damn good too, yeah? I don't think we're in for that kind of game. I'd like to see it if it was, but I'll be watching just like anybody else to hope for the best and hope for the best game we can possibly see, not hoping for the best on the result because, let's face it, we're a dog in this fight, no doubt about it. Now, on the game itself, like I say, I'm looking for 3-1, and at the end of the day, I think that we're getting closer and closer and closer, and don't forget, there's 2 big dates still to come up. And don't forget, we've got a post-game after the game on Friday night, and as we move forward, there's other things happening too, yeah? So the post-game Friday night, but on Monday, we got a pre-game for the Notts County game. That's going to be released on Sunday afternoon, maybe Sunday morning to start your day off nicely on the weekend to get you ready, primed for the massive game. And maybe there's going to be some celebration form Monday, perhaps, maybe. Let's not jinx stuff. Let's just think about things before things happen. But hey, like I say, Friday night, the post-game, Monday night, pre-game. I'll see you there, and hey, get there safe, get home safe, enjoy the game, and wherever you are in the world, if you're a Wrexham fan, please like and subscribe. Let's get this to 1,000, and once we do, we'll be talking live on the games. And don't forget, you got the North American tour coming through as well, where there's a few games that I'm sure we're going to be listening to together. So there's a lot of things for us to get to do, but please like, subscribe and like, and come back Friday night for the post-game, come back Monday for the pre-game, and most of all, keep coming back. We really do appreciate you being there, guys. Thanks so much. Get ready for it. And like I say every time, let's get ready for the next one. Cheers.